To split or not to split, the question of how to redraw Royal Bank of Scotland, the problem child of British banking, has been dogging George Osborne for years.
And the question is, do we remove those poor assets from RBS and set up what's known as a bad bank?
Today, an answer was sketched out that the Chancellor hopes will turn a financial millstone into an electoral asset. 5 years after RBS was rescued with £45.5 billion of taxpayers' money, his plan for a bank still controlled by the government now has to be transformed into reality. George Osborne examined two blueprints for the future of RBS, one of which would need to satisfy both taxpayers and the occupants of the RBS boardroom. The first, a complete carve-up of the bank, separating £38 billion of assets into a new taxpayer-owned vehicle, freeing the rest of the organisation to lend and recover more quickly. Instead, he has opted for the halfway house of setting up a new internal bad bank where the £38 billion of loans will be placed, operating alongside businesses like Ulster Bank, the Irish subsidiary, Citizens, which will be floated off in the United States, and the wealth manager Coutts, alongside NatWest, RBS's high street banking giant. And although the Chancellor may be at the wheel of this revamp, it's a high-stakes gamble that may backfire if RBS's lending remains stagnant.
I'm determined to deliver a new direction for RBS, dealing with the toxic assets of the past, becoming a British-focused bank, supporting small businesses like this, so that RBS is a boost to the British economy and not a burden.
This overhaul of RBS is designed to get the economy growing faster, even as a separate report today severely criticised the bank for failing to lend to British businesses.
It has shown a number of things that we as a bank can do better and need to do better. We are a big SME bank. We weren't a really good SME bank. So my objective and the team in our SME bank is to create not just the biggest, but the best.
And while these two are convinced of the direction in which RBS needs to travel, it's not a conviction shared by those impatient to see the 81% stake owned by taxpayers returned to the private sector.
The quicker they get on with transforming the retail bank and making it more profitable, the more valuable that shareholding is going to be and the more of the money we do get back, and I think taxpayers deserve that.
The spectre of its former boss, Fred Goodwin, continues to haunt RBS in the shape of legal scandals including insurance mis-selling and an emerging probe into foreign exchange market manipulation. Rebuilding the ruins of Britain's biggest ever banking crash has proved much more difficult than imagined, and today's attempt to design a fresh future for RBS may risk prolonging that eventual recovery. Mark Kleinman, Sky News.